always good to highlight, the double standards of the mainstream media, particularly our old favourite ITV and Good Morning Britain. Now, it's interesting to note that this particular individual, that's right, the former British Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, recently did incredibly well on the reality TV show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Let's not forget his very involvement in the show created a lot of positive headlines and, of course, made a lot of money for the ITV network, all through ad space, online, with social media, and then, of course, the phone-in. He literally made them thousands of pounds. You would have thought that ITV in particular might be a little bit grateful. Seemingly not. We've told you before about the ITV network, about they also like to run this campaign. It's good to talk, be positive, share your thoughts, that sort of stuff. Be kind. Now, as ever, it's always double standards, because when you think about it, earlier this week, the host of Good Morning Britain, the highest paid TV presenter in the United Kingdom on a contract over £1 million a year to work a 3-day week to read an auto cue and look incredibly pretty, is, of course, once again the culprit. Let me explain. They were recently debating the brand new autobiography, diaries, whatever you want to call it, from the I'm a Celebrity contestant, as I say, Matt Hancock. Now, there was a very famous picture in there, which, of course, was part of an interview that he gave to Good Morning Britain at the very height of the pandemic. And it was, claimed that he was crying about the first vaccines that had come through. He got rather emotional. He was detailing this in his diaries, as I say. Susanna Reid and a guest on the show decided that they both felt that he was laughing and they couldn't believe that in fact he was crying. She claimed she remembers the interview very well, and even at the time she thought he was laughing. Kindness there, you see, as you can see. And then, of course, the guests went back and forth about what they thought of him being rather unkind and unpleasant. No, be kind or it's good to talk then, you see. It's also good to note that her guest host for this week, Robert Rinder, star of Panto, and of course the ITV show Judge Rinder, burst into tears himself the previous day on the show. And it's not the first time Robert becomes emotional at the drop of a hat. Lots of soothing oohs and ahs from the rest of the team, of course, and Good Morning Britain. After all, he's one of them, right? Now, what's interesting here is that while they're showing sympathy for their erstwhile host, no sympathy was given to the former British Health Secretary, Matt Hancock. As I say, they derided him, made fun of him, and more importantly, made sure that he looked a bit of a fool. All the while, they were very happy to detail his forthcoming diaries through his book, which has just been released and performing incredibly well. The reason why I highlight this is simply this. It's strange, isn't it? They tell you time and time again on the mainstream media to be kind to people. It's all very well being kind to your co-host, but again, Susanna Reid and the rest of the team at Good Morning Britain, how about being kind to someone who's possibly watching at home? Maybe the children of Matt Hancock, who don't like the fact that you're mocking their father for perhaps not conforming to the image that you really wanted. I say this as a non-political stance. It's simply, it should be one rule for everybody. But as ever, when you're on £1 million plus contract a year, you can decide exactly which way you wish to show your kindness. And seemingly, for the former British Health Secretary, Susanna has no time simply to be kind. As for Rob Rinder, we can only wait for his next bursting into tears and Susanna to show, naturally, that fake concern. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.